Hey guys, welcome to episode 119 of OG Toys. I'm OG. Today we're continuing to look at the Masters of the Universe Classics. Now this is an awesome pairing. We got DC Universe Classics versus Masters of the Universe Classics. They released some 2-packs. We had Hawkman and Stratos, Merman and Aquaman, She-Ra and Supergirl, He-Man and Superman, Skeletor versus Lex Luthor, and of course we got Zodac versus Green Lantern Hal Jordan. When I saw this 2-pack, I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? They created this 2-pack. It was unfortunate Canada never got the first wave, third wave. We just got the second wave, and they're in abundance. But I did pick up the Hawkman Stratos a long time ago, so I really wanted a Hawkman figure from the DC Universe. And Aquaman, too. I didn't even pay too much attention to the He-Man guys. I thought, yeah, they're kind of cool, I guess, but I'm not going to bother collecting them, so kind of just put them off to the side. But now I am so excited to finally get a Zodac figure. And Zodac is a very cool, kind of, he's misinterpreted. He was always thought of maybe a bad guy, sometimes a good guy. In the 2000X animated version, man, he totally kicked ass and had a Zen-like quality to him. And he gave He-Man a run for his money in a battle. It was very cool, very well received, well reinterpreted. Now this here is the classic version. Now this is a bit of a variant. The first version of Zodac, it did come with unpainted hands and feet. And he had more of an animal kind of feet like Skeletor would have, or Merman, which I'm glad this version doesn't have because it looks so much cooler in a more human form than a creature form, I guess. And of course we get a Green Lantern figure, which, hey, you know what? I'm not opposed to that because I love Green Lantern. It's cool to see these two, but you can tell they just kind of don't fit together in the same packaging because your He-Man figures are ripped beyond belief. These guys are roided out superheroes. And your DC Universe guys, man, compared the two, he is really skinny. Not really ripped, small shoulders. It'd be interesting to see if they would have maybe used some of the He-Man figures for the proportions on some of the characters like Bizarro or maybe Doomsday or even Superman, just to see a really buffed up version, but then they'd look kind of odd probably next to a skinnier version like Green Lantern here, but it would have been interesting to see regardless. So let's take a closer look at both of these figures. I'm not going to skimp out on Green Lantern, but let's take a closer look at him first. So now this guy here, he's your standard DC Universe articulation. And what he does come with, which I thought was really cool, was this construct of this weapon, the Green Lantern weapon. And what's cool, you can see here, your ring would be powering it up, and it's got that little bit of a spark, and it forms a construct, which is actually pretty cool. There's some nice little details and mechanics there. And the figure himself, he's your standard DC Universe, really good articulation, tight joints, which is great to see, nothing loose, and a really crisp paint job too. He's got that really shiny black and the nice metallic version of the green, even on his mask, which is great. So, the articulation that this guy has, you have your standard ball-jointed head. It's a little bit limited. That's as far down as it goes. You can't really move it side to side, but it does have 360. He does have ball-jointed arms, bicep cuts, elbow articulation, and of course wrist articulation, which is great to see on a Green Lantern figure because you can do different poses with his ring, and it's just cool to see that being available to you. In addition, he has ab crunch, so you can get some different poses there. 360 at the waist, ball jointed legs. Now he kind of does have ugly leg joints here. You can see he has that huge gap here, which I wish they would have fixed a bit, but you know what? It's still not too bad. We would like to see more of like a Marvel Origins style ball joints hidden by the actual crotch area. It would have been better, a nicer design aspect. And you also have a cut at the knee here, and a ball joint, or excuse me, a pin at the actual knee, and of course a pivot at the ankle. He does have pegs for a stand as well. He's actually a pretty cool figure. I'm not going to go wrong buying a He-Man figure that includes a Green Lantern. It's pretty awesome if you ask me. He doesn't come with any lanterns or any other accessories, but he looks pretty darn cool with that little machine gun there. And for some reason, it fits much better on his other hand than his ring hand with the power ring. As you can see, I'll try and put that on here, and it just does not really want to stay on too good. Just flip-flops around, unfortunately, where here it's much more secure for some reason, and it just stays on better. So that's where it's going to be. But still, pretty cool looking action figure, and really good job. It's nice to have an extra Green Lantern figure. And now, we'll take a look at Zodac. Now, Zodac is definitely a cool figure. I was really impressed by the articulation, the detail on the figure. You know, you take a look at him, he has a nice wash over the entire body. You know, the white here is more of a gray tone with a darker wash on it. The belt as well has the white undertones with that gray wash, and it looks really cool. Stands out quite a bit. And even the gun is red, but it still has little accents. He has a great little button there. He has the silver around the barrel of the gun, and it's just reminiscent of the original classic gun from the 80s that this figure had, which is really cool. I love the way they did that. Let me just pop that out here. And Zodac, of course, is super articulated. He has a great weight to it. You know, if you compare it to the Green Lantern is a little lighter, but he's not as bulky or proportionate as this guy. Now, this guy does have great articulation, great maneuverability, and everything's nice and tight, which is really nice to see. See all the detail on his backpack accessory. Has little, I don't know if these are bullets maybe, but all these little armaments around the side here, which looks pretty cool. This almost looks like a jetpack of some kind. And he has little details up the top. And you can see he actually has, you know, kind of a furry body here, but it's just painted white, but or excuse me, like a skin tone instead of white. But it does have a hairy chest. And he does have really good articulation. He does have the ball jointed head with a really good range of movement. He does have ball jointed arms, full 360, bicep cut, a pin at the elbow, and wrist articulation as well. He does have the trigger finger hand, which is cool. And if you take a look, he has little sharp nails there, like claws almost. So that's kind of cool. It does have the ab crunch. It's a bit of a hindered by the actual chest armor here. He does have 360 at the waist. He does have ball jointed legs with the cut, pin knee, and of course 360 at the shin and ankle articulation with a bit of a rocker too. So that's cool. Lots of nice articulation on the figure, and he just looks really cool. It's cool to add him onto my He-Man collection and add another figure into my DC universe. Another Green Lantern, well, it's another Green Lantern, so to speak. Now, what I will do is show you the packaging here. I'll show you the back of it. The front is kind of plain as well. You know, it just has, the blister card has a kind of a Cosmos background. Inside here, there's actual poster of this picture, which I don't know if they're trying to go for like a retro style. I really don't like the artwork too much, but you can see there. It does kind of pop. It is unique, and you do have some bios on both of the characters, and I'll just zoom in on that, and I'll let you pause the screen. Unfortunately, I'm sorry guys, this part here of the packaging did rip off some Hal Jordan bio, and the one for Zodac is intact. And it's cool because I didn't know a lot of this stuff about Zodac either, so it was cool to read up on him and check it out. So there you go, guys. I paid about $35 for both of these guys in this one pack at a comic store on my honeymoon, and I'm extremely happy to get it. I love these guys. They're very cool. DC Universe is pretty cool. It's interesting to see what they're doing in 2013 when they're going to be adding on the Batman Unlimited and hopefully the Superman line, and just see what kind of stuff they're producing. They got a Hawkman figure that is a must-have for me. That's coming out, and we'll see what happens from there. But there you go, guys. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.